Hello everybody, my name is Isis Eggleston and I am a senior in high school. My hobbies and passions typically include performing, playing video games, and obsessing about all things Disney. But another huge part of my life is actually my love for animal rights. Ever since I was born, I was raised vegetarian. Both of my parents are vegetarian, and so naturally I was gifted this lifestyle as well. I really appreciate that I've been raised vegetarian because I believe it's given me a perspective on how important it is to care for animals and why we should treat them with respect. So not only have I been raised with you shouldn't eat meat, but I've also been raised with don't go to the circus, don't buy animal tested products, things like that. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am a senior in high school. My high school does this thing called the Junior and Senior Project. These projects are supposed to be a self-reflection, maybe of your time at the school that I attend, or just something that's typically really important to you. For me, I'm going the second route and sharing my love for animal rights and vegetarianism. Well, that last part is a lie. For my junior and senior project, I decided to focus on veganism. Veganism is very similar to vegetarianism. You still do not eat meat, but you also don't eat the other products of animals like milk and eggs. So for my project, I decided to go vegan for 1 month and document it all. But I cannot properly get into my senior project without talking about my junior project. My junior project was actually going to consist of everything that I did this year, but due to COVID, it was actually going to just be very boring to be staying in my house and filming all the time. I didn't think that was going to be very good content, so I pushed everything back to this year. I focused my junior research paper on the benefits of veganism, as well as making a vegan journal for this year's project. This journal was used as a diary, a planner, calendar, and my way to keep track of all of the information on this diet. This is my junior project, and this is what I decided to include inside of it. We open it up, it just says my vegan journal, because that's what it is, followed by a table of contents for organization. Then I included this section called Why Vegans Don't. This section of my book included things like why vegans don't eat meat or animal products, as well as a description on why that's the case and a few examples. And I followed this pattern for why vegans don't wear animal products and why vegans don't support animal-based businesses. Now the rest of my book is going to be very familiar to you because it follows a planner format. It has a monthly spread, a calendar with very specific dates, and journal entries, which, being completely honest, ended up just serving as a diary for me. In the middle of my book, I just have a checklist on all of the assignments that I needed to turn in, along with journaling every day and modifying my book. I also was vlogging every day. Vlogging was a great tool to help me directly capture moments in my life for this diet. And with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and start talking about my month on the vegan diet. So this whole thing started with me taking a trip to the grocery store and stocking up on many different things. Tomorrow is the first day of the experiment, so my dad and I are getting groceries. This included stuff like veggie meat, vegan cheese, oat milk, and a lot of produce. Once April 12th hit, which was the first day that I started my project, I began just eating the vegan diet. First day of the vegan experiment project. I'll be vlogging every day. I'll be honest with you, I thought it would be more of a challenge for me to go vegan and to eliminate foods out of my diet, but it actually wasn't that hard for me. I thought I would be a lot more, craving dairy products or craving, scrambled eggs in the morning, but I was actually doing very well throughout the entire month. I think a big component of that is having the right food in my house. Having delicious vegan food in my house and making sure that when I did eat out, it had vegan options that were also delicious made me not even think that I was vegan most of the time. This is something that I've been doing. So when I go places and I know oh, I want to have this particular item, but I want to make a substitution, you bring your own meat or you bring your own cheese. In this case, this is Follow Your Heart vegan Gouda. When I did get cravings, it typically was because someone around me was, eating macaroni and cheese or eating a cookie or something like that. And then both my mom and my grandma were like, we want Baskin Robbins, and I was like, can't eat anything. There were very few moments throughout my project where I randomly got a craving. And I figure that this will be a question. No, I did not have a cheat day throughout this entire time. I am happy to say I did not get to a point where I felt like I needed dairy in my system or I needed eggs in my system or, heaven forbid, needed meat in my system. Never got to that point. But something I am less thrilled to talk about is accidentally consuming things. Now this one definitely got me. But I am happy to say that this only happened once that I know of. I went to Burger King to get the Impossible Burger, and about halfway through eating it I realized that there was mayo on the burger, and it made me so mad because I don't even like mayo. It was just, it was the worst. We asked for no condiments because I don't like that. And I'm eating this, and well, I checked it, I saw that it had ketchup, and I was like, okay, oh god, oh well. I'm eating some more, and then I realized there's mayo on it too, so that was not vegan. So a big lesson that I learned, which I already knew being vegetarian, but it's more true being vegan. Always, always, always read your labels and always check your food. I don't care if you are ordering a vegan burrito at a restaurant, you better open that up and make sure there's no cheese, no hidden meat. I don't care what's in there, you gotta check. I know I was going to have veggie meat, and for some reason my heart told me, let me check the ingredients of the veggie meat, and do you know what was in there? Egg. Since this vegan meat actually has egg whites in it, I'm going to be having different chicken that actually is vegan. And to wrap up my 1 month on this diet, I ended everything with a vegan dinner party. I invited a few people over to my house, and we had a 4-course vegan meal cooked by myself. I think it was a great way to wrap up my project, spend time with, you know, people I love and care about, and to have some delicious vegan food. And even though a few non-vegans came to the party, they still had a good time.
I didn't know that a vegan meal really was so delicious and healthy.
Next thing I'd like to talk about during my project is my health and what I noticed about myself. The first thing that I noticed was I was very tired, and I got tired a lot more easily. Something I definitely cut out of a lot of my vlogs was my afternoon nap after school. I just felt like I needed it. This could have been just the typical stress that a high school student goes through, but with the vegan diet, I do think it played a part on my energy. This other symptom could also be just being a teen, but I felt pretty moody for the past month. Yesterday and today and probably the rest of the week, I've been in a bad mood. Sorry if that's negative, but it's just true. I felt more sensitive than usual, and I felt like I would flip-flop to emotions faster than I usually do. Could just be a teen thing, I'm not really sure. And this one, while it's stereotypically a teen thing, this one was definitely vegan related. Acne. I feel like my skin has been pretty good for the past month. However, the placement of my acne has changed. When I do get pimples and stuff, it's typically like nose to chin, like this area. Like right now I have a real life teen pimple right there. I don't think that one's vegan related. I have gotten quite a few forehead pimples. Like I have one here, and a lot up in my hairline, which is not something I ever have really dealt with before. And the last thing I'd like to talk about, I'm sorry if this grosses anyone out, is I like to talk about my period. I actually went vegan for a few months, a couple years ago, and when I did that, I lost my period for 3 months. During that time, I was very stressed out about it, and I went to the doctor, and they said it's probably best if I stopped doing the vegan diet. After I stopped doing it, it ended up coming back not too long after I started eating, you know, cheese and eggs again. So this time around, I'm happy to report that I did get my period, but it was weird. I already have irregular periods, and that's part of the reason that not getting one stressed me out so bad. Even though I have an irregular cycle, I do know when I'm going to get it, like around the time that I'm going to get it, and that just did not happen. It happened later, way later than I expected. But I am very grateful that I got it this month because I really did not want to deal with going to the doctors again. Now to wrap everything up and answer the question that I'm sure all of you are wanting to know, will I be continuing the vegan diet? My answer to that is actually no, just because it goes back to the menstrual cycle thing. I was freaked out this month about it. It did push it back. I've lost it in the past. I don't think it is a good fit for me in regards to that. However, moving forward, I do plan to make more efforts, like stop buying milk, or, you know, I can have a vegan alternative to something rather than buying the real thing most of the time. And like right now, the vegan diet has ended for me, but when the experiment was over, I did not rush to my cabinet and, you know, eat a bunch of chocolate that had milk in it. I have just kind of been like, oh, does this have milk in it? Oh, I guess I could eat it, but it's not really a conscious effort anymore. But that is my entire experience of 1 month on the vegan diet. I really hope that I was able to answer any of your questions. If you have more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you are interested in seeing any of the vlogs that I made while on my project, they are all on my channel, so you can go ahead and check those out, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a magical day.